All right, so if you've been on the channel, you know these videos are nothing new. $103 versus $7 pancakes. Pro chef and home cook. My guy, I'm pretty sure his name is Dylan. Um, yeah, this Dylan. I'm pretty sure at least. And one thing I know about Dylan is he's gonna fuck these pancakes up. He's gonna kill this. Yeah, what's up with this setup? This is not what the setup usually looks like. Frank Proto. They're probably gonna use some like Malaysian sugar or something like that, and that Malaysian sugar is gonna cost like $50. Watch, he's gonna have the sugar out. Come on, you know the deal, Frank. You're not new to this.
No, wait, hold on. No, I. Mm.
You should be smiling, Dylan. I don't know. It always looks like you're sad when you get
Okay,
these
let's see what we
expensive
got.
ingredients. You should be happy. You should
If
be
I can-
smiling.
All right.
Blackberries. Am I gonna put this?
Oh, in your
my
pancakes?
cheese?
I sure hope not.
I'm
I hope those are just a
Chef, I don't
snack.
wanna judge, but
Blackberries
I
in
feel
your
like this is a
pancakes?
lot of
No,
mustard
no way.
for pancakes? Oh no. Thanks, thanks, Frank.
Part
I guess
one:
this
the
is
ingredients.
Frank's recipe book. And
Is that a composition notebook?
Our Bayonne ham and
I haven't used one of
Gruyere
those since high
galettes
school.
with homemade mustard,
I was gonna make galettes.
Homemade
with buckwheat
mustard?
chips.
not pancakes, huh?
I had some nicer ingredients to work with. I had some buckwheat flour
Gluten free
and fine sea salt. I had some sugar, butter, and milk.
from cows in Ithaca.
For the filling, I had Gruyere cheese.
Why
Have used
mustard?
before. Ah!
What does mustard have to do
Some
with any of
jambon
this?
de Bayonne,
Ooh,
which is a fancy French ham.
jambon de Bayonne, which I definitely pronounced wrong.
You want to hear the French pronunciation?
Yes. De Bayonne. Jambon. Fresh eggs. And everything I needed for a homemade mustard.
Yellow mustard seed for percussion. Oh, it's hard cider, so that's exciting. Oh, okay, I know this. This I do know. Apple cider vinegar,
All topped off with some fresh chive.
Horrible smell.
which I don't think I've ever used, even as a garnish.
It was gonna be delicious. It was gonna make you think you were on the street in Paris.
Not with mustard, I
We had
wasn't.
that in Paris. My wife's like, why? Because we had it in Paris on our honeymoon. That's why. With Daniel's recipe, we have some simpler ingredients. Things that you're more likely to find in your local grocery store or even have in your pantry.
I gave Frank a very, very simple recipe.
So we have baking powder, unsalted butter, eggs, sugar, flour, milk, bacon, and blackberries.
I like blackberries, and there's an episode I actually did a 4 levels where I added blackberries into my grilled cheese, which a lot of people hated, and I mean, I like may have burned the sandwich like a little bit.
That's disgusting.
But I swear it's good.
These ingredients
No,
might be simpler.
I don't think
With a
so.
little technique and some magic chef love. I can make these.
I don't have to try to know
I
that
had
that is not
no
good.
doubt in my
Actually, no,
mind
the
that
sweet and
he's
salt
gonna
thing
find
could
every
play into
way
it.
possible to just.
If I had a guess, all this would probably cost about
Wow.
$9.
Oh yeah, 7.
You think you can stump me on those prices?
I see a lot of 40, 50 cent.
90 to 100 and.
What's the most expensive? The ham, probably.
$103. I feel like unworthy of wielding these ingredients. All right, let's make a galette. Galetti. Galette. I honestly, be truthfully, I don't know what a galette is. I think it's a sort of crepe. If I had to guess, maybe like an open crepe or like a really fancy crepe.
A galette is a crepe made with buckwheat flour, usually found in the north of France.
But even then, why is there mustard on?
That's exactly what I'm wondering. The French will just put anything in their food and call it tasty.
These are very traditional fillings. Ham, cheese, egg. The mustard works with this galette because it has a little sharpness to it.
There's no recipe here.
Why do they say this every episode?
Just a list of things.
They say there's no recipe. Like they're not about to go call Rose and ask her what they need to do.
Making the galette is kind of like this process already, so I didn't want to throw Daniel off with too many crazy ingredients. I wanted to challenge him, but not make him pull his beautiful hair out.
Ah. Okay.
Daniel, you need to be fearless here. Persevere. Embrace the grind. Get in there and make these crepes, buddy.
Is there like an SOS here? Can I like shoot a flare for help or Rose?
It's nice to meet you.
It's so nice to meet you as well. I feel like I'm talking to a living legend.
Yeah, that's nice of you to say. So a galette is typically a crepe that's savory, and we use the word crepe for sweet variations. You want to make sure that when you make your batter, it's a thin enough batter that you can pour. You want it to be the consistency of heavy cream, and you want to spread it as far around your pan as you possibly can.
Question about the batter. Is there, like, am I resting it? Do I just go right into the pan?
You do want to let it rest for about an hour.
So I've never actually made brown butter myself.
Go with a low heat and watch it like a hawk. As soon as you see a little bit of like a tannish kind of color, take it off the heat and stir it so that the milk solids aren't sitting on the bottom. And that way
I
it
hope they're
won't
paying
scorch your
Rose
butter
a
with
hefty
butter.
salary for this.
Brown mustard seed, yellow mustard seed.
This series doesn't happen
First
without
thing you wanna
Rose.
do is steep the mustard seeds. I think you're going to heat up some.
She say steep?
Hard
That sounds
cider,
like some
first order,
fancy
like
mumbo
an
jumbo.
alcoholic, right? Yep, perfect.
yes.
Then you're going to take that and you're going to mix the other ingredients too, and you're going to blend it so that you get a consistency that's spreadable but not pourable.
Anything else you think I should take into account or no, or
Serve it with really nice white wine or champagne.
white wine or champagne? That I can do. That's easy. I feel better. Like, still nervous because it's new entirely, but overall I think I have a little bit more of an idea of what's supposed to go down here.
Okay, we're going to get going on this. First thing we're going to do is the bacon. I know that Daniel had planned on putting the bacon on the side. I have some different ideas.
Tell me you're gonna infuse it into the. Oh, if you infuse it into the batter.
What I'm going to do is I'm going to cook the bacon, crumble it up, and fold it into my batter. And the bacon
Yes!
on the inside.
Oh, he already wins.
Bacon
He already
on
wins.
A sheet tray with parchment paper, and I'm basically going to roast this off until it's nice and crisp. It should take about 10 to 15 minutes.
The first things that need a little bit of time are the brown butter and the mustard.
Making
Yeah.
mustard isn't difficult. It's actually fairly easy.
Rose said that the brown seeds are a little more fibrous, so my guess is I'm not going to use as much brown as I will yellow.
The mustard that I want Daniel to make is kind of a chunky whole grain mustard. There's a little bit of sugar, there's some vinegar, there's some salt in there.
But I do want to start with the cider.
You have to soak the seeds for a little while so they soften up.
I always get nervous, like opening things with a cork. I'm safe though, I swear. See? Look at that. Oh no! Ah! Good news is it's delicious. So I guess I'll do like a half cup of cider. So yeah, I'm probably just gonna honestly do like a 2-to-1 ratio of yellow mustard seed to brown mustard seed. I don't want to overdo it just because I can't disappoint Frank. That's really
I want to see if this mustard turns out alright.
Frank. So let's go to the stove and get this started.
I mean, Daniel's usually pretty good at this kind of stuff, even though I've only watched like one of his
Going,
videos.
Like medium-low heat here.
I need to hop
Maybe
off.
Kind of watch and wait for it to start to simmer, which who knows? I don't know how long it takes. Do you know how long it takes? All right, now it's
Whose
simmering.
house
We got
is
the
this?
Simmer going. I'm gonna lower the heat just a little bit, and I guess I'm just gonna add all of these in. It smells good. So this looks sort
Horrible.
of gloopy, for lack of a better word. So I'm gonna take this off the heat now and set it aside and just kind of let it soak in the cider for a bit.
We know how much Daniel likes his blackberries. And I imagine that he
Oh, and you lost me. You had me with the bacon, infusing the bacon bits in there, and then you lost me with the blackberries.
I'm going to do something different. I'm going to macerate them. Blackberries tend to be a little sour, so I'm going to add some sugar, some orange rind, and I only want about maybe a quarter of this orange.
Hey, boss, this was not in the ingredients.
I'm gonna
You're
use some of the
cheating.
orange juice here, probably about half of the orange. I don't want too much liquid in here. I'm going to toss this up, right, and give a few of the berries a little bit of a mash. Give it a little mushy mush. There you go. Come on.
A
Mushy
bit of
mush
a
is definitely
mushy
a chef
mush.
term. We're going to use this as a garnish on top of our finished pancakes.
First with the
Okay.
butter, Rose said to cut it into like small, even pieces. So I'm gonna do that and get it ready for the pan. Ooh, quality butter. You can feel it. The knife just goes through it a little differently. Hopefully these little guys will become the brownest of butters. Bear with me. I've never done this before, so prayers.
Anytime you want to add some flavor, a little brown butter goes a long way.
My heat is on the lowest setting that this burner will go to. She said to watch this like a hawk, not look away at all. Keep moving it around. I am not taking my eyes off this pan. I cannot fail Frank. Come on, butter. Okay. It's okay. We can do this.
Butter has
Is he
butter
sweet
fat
talking
and
his
milk
butter?
solids. And if you cook it, the milk solids get brown and roasty and get like this really beautiful nutty flavor.
But I'm not seeing any.
What kind of what flavor?
I will say for the amount of fear I'm
Where on
experiencing
earth
right now-
does nuts have to do with this? I didn't
And
see him.
get like this really beautiful nut. And if you cook it, the milk solids get brown and roasty and get like this really beautiful nutty flavor.
But I'm not seeing any browning yet. I will say for the amount of fear I'm experiencing right now, I don't think this is worth it. Oh. Okay. All right. Okay. Oh, like actually this is brown. Like it's brown now. Whoa. I'll transfer it into a different bowl.
Nice.
Okay, I got my bacon. It's all done. It doesn't need to be super crisp for this. We want it to be a little soft. I'm going to drain off all that delicious bacon fat. Now this will store in your fridge for a couple of weeks. You can do potatoes. You can do whatever you want in this. In that.
Chug
form,
it?
Right? It's delicious. Okay. And
Chug
I'm
it,
gonna
right?
Chop up my bacon.
Who else chugs
Easiest
bacon
way to
fat?
do this is
No,
to
I'm kidding.
stack
That's
the
disgusting.
slices and just cut through them, and that's the size I want for this. Perfect.
Have you ever seen the aftermath of after you cook bacon and you just leave it in the pan for a while? It turns into that white slush. That is,
That's what we're gonna
it's
do.
such a weird texture too.
Alrighty, time to make batter. And these are fancy eggs. These are organic pasture-raised eggs. Oh, so close. You got whole milk. Looks thick. Let's go ahead and shake this up. Okay, this is intense, Frank. What are you trying to do to me here?
Now we're over at the stove, and we're gonna make our caramel, orange, and cinnamon syrup. Oh wait, I gotta go to my pantry.
I'm sorry. Did he say?
Cinnamon sticks, okay? I took that from the pantry. Yes, I did. I did it. And I don't need a full cinnamon stick, so I'm just gonna break it in half and use like a little.
Where's the
nub.
Mrs.
But the first
Buttersworth?
step to do is to heat my pan up, right? And I'm gonna add my.
Where's
sugar
the
to it. So
Buttersworth?
what's gonna happen if you look right away? The sugar starts to melt. Okay, it's getting a little brown. So what I'm gonna
Nah,
do is
even
I'm
better
going to
option is
stir it
McDonald's syrup.
so that it
Where's the
doesn't
McDonald's
get
syrup?
burnt. Make sure that you're using a heat-proof spatula or a wooden spoon here. Melted plastic does not taste good in caramel. You can see it's getting nice and kind of caramel brown. So I'm going to add my little piece of cinnamon stick. I have about 2 cups of water. Be very careful. Melted sugar will burn you and it hurts. Not only will melted sugar burn you, but steam will too, so be really careful there too. At this point, I'm also going to take a little bit of my orange peel and the rest of that orange juice. And now I'm just going to let this come to a simmer and cook down until it starts to thicken and gets a nice syrupy consistency.
I'm excited for this buckwheat flour. I've never used buckwheat flour, but it's gluten-free, and Rose said it's like really cool. It's got a nice color, so I'm excited to see what it looks like when I open it up. This is like stone kind of, ooh, I cannot fail Frank. Then we've got sugar and sea salt. And then the finishing touch is the brown butter. Oh. Alrighty, I'm gonna add this all to the blender and then blend her up. Whoa, so many things.
That looks
I don't see
like
any
death.
chunks in here. That looks
That looks
crazy,
like
right?
death.
All right, I'm gonna put this in the fridge.
That is what
and
death
I
looks
think I'm
like.
gonna let it sit for like an hour. So that is where it will stay. Batter's done, to the best of my knowledge.
So we have a very general pancake batter here. And one of the things that I like to do to kind of make this a little bit better is I up the amount of egg whites, and I'm gonna whisk the whites so there's some air in there, and we're gonna make nice fluffy pancakes. One last major ingredient I have here is the utensil I'm gonna use to stir this batter. I made this spoon. This is actually made from a tree that we took down in my backyard. I dried the wood out and I made a nice little spoonula or spatula, a spatula. Well, I don't even know what you would call it, but it's a spoon spatula. So I'm gonna just put my flour in the bowl, my baking powder, and my salt. So that's my dry ingredients, really simple. And now I have another bowl with a bigger whisk that I'm gonna put my egg whites into. Whenever you whip egg whites, you wanna make sure that you don't get any fat in there. And with my last yolk, I'm gonna put it into my milk. And then what I'm going to do is take my sugar, dump it in with the whites, and then I'm going to take my butter.
Anybody else's mouth watering?
Milk.
The batter is sitting, so now we get to the mustard. First, I'm going to throw these seeds into the blender. I feel like now's a good time for mustard powder. Apple cider vinegar. This stuff always smells like feet. So I'm going to do...
Yeah, yes it does. It definitely does.
I'm so happy there is sugar in this. My sweet tooth needs something. So I guess I'm looking for like a sort of semi-coarse mixture. I don't want this too smooth. I think this is exactly what I want. It's spreadable, but there's still like some texture in there. I'm gonna let this sit in its own little bowl for a bit. Wow, this is really good. Now, I don't know if I do this every single time I wanted mustard, but this is really good. Yes, okay. Mustard looks good. I'm gonna let this sit for a bit.
So the first thing I'm going to do is take my egg whites with the sugar and whip them up to stiff peaks. The best way to do this is to actually hold your whisk and turn the whites on top of each other. So we're lifting and going over, lifting and going over. Now your wrist is going to want to fall off.
Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. I took culinary like 5 years ago. I'm telling you that's what you do.
Because it does take a few minutes.
Take it from me. I know what I'm doing.
The old school chefs
That's
at
the
my
way.
school made us whip with a whisk, not with a mixer. The teacher would have us put an egg under our arm, and if you lift your arm up, the egg would fall. So the teacher forced you to use your wrist. Okay, I'm going to stop here. It's kind of still soft peaks, but it has to sit for a second. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put it aside, and before I fold it in, I'll give it a little more air.
All right, so I've got all the fillings for the galette. So I'm excited about this because this reminds me.
I
of
don't
the
think
ham
that's
that
how
I
you're
had
supposed to
in Spain.
pronounce that.
Jamón ibérico.
$55 a pound.
This is incredible. So I think the only step I really need to do is cut the rind off the cheese, grate this up finely, and then move everything over to the stove.
Yeah, that all looks really
That is
fancy.
a lot of cheese. Tastes good.
I have my wet ingredients here. Oh, make sure you splash it everywhere, right? Because, you know, that's how we do it. The key here with this batter is don't mix it too much. I just want to incorporate the flour, make sure I get everything off the sides. But the more you mix this, the tougher your pancakes get. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to fold in a little bit of the bacon and just lightly fold it in. And we don't need a ton of bacon because we're going to use some of the fat as well. We have our egg whites. We're going to give them another quick little whisk. And what I'm going to do with the egg whites is I'm going to add a little bit of egg white to this. That is my sacrificial egg white. This is going to start to lighten our mixture. And then I'm going to put the rest of the mixture in and fold it in. So we're just folding from the center over the top. Folding over to the top. And that's it. I'm not going to fold anymore. Our batter is ready. It's time to cook.
This is the moment of truth. It's galette time now. I've got the batter sitting in the fridge. It's
So,
gotten a
Daniel,
little
you got
thicker,
this.
So
No
I'm
pressure,
probably
you
gonna
got this.
add just a little bit of milk.
Is he rocking Toms? Are those Toms on the feet?
There we go. I'm gonna preheat the
Man,
oven.
I remember when I was in like 7th grade, 8th grade. Toms were the rave. Everybody, not everybody, but a lot of people had Toms. You weren't considered cool if you didn't have Toms, which makes me which makes me lame because I didn't own a pair. But boy, yeah, everybody had Toms at my
Down
school.
for an eternity before the flame comes on, and you gotta watch it as the crepe is cooking. Am I flipping it? Like, is it just like a pancake?
It is, exactly. Little bubbles will form around the edges first, and then you can flip it. You know, you can try doing the old pancake flip, loosen it up first, but, you know, you don't have to do that.
I can do this. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie.
Crepes can be difficult to master.
This is what
Even
they
though I've
always
been cooking-
say. They're sitting there at the pan. Oh, I'm so nervous. I don't know if I can do this. Can I do it? And then magically, somehow at the end, they're still super tasty.
For many years, the first 2 or 3.
I don't know what to do. I'm so nervous. I really don't know what to
This
do.
is number 1. Heavy creamy, right in the middle. Bang. Okay, I'm gonna swirl this around. Make sure this hits all over. The butter's kind of coming up over the edges. It's bubbling a little bit. No bubbles yet, so I'm still waiting on that. Ooh, ooh. Was it on there for too long? No one knows? It's okay, okay. Ooh, okay, all right. Bam, there's one.
You gotta watch that spatula, man. You gonna split that thing in half.
I'm gonna call it. Like, this looks crepe-like. This is very thin, still pliable. I think.
Oh yeah, you can see the
first one
ridges
is
where his
alright.
spatula absolutely
In front of me, I have an
murdered it.
electric griddle. It has a lot of surface area. Normally I can get 8 pancakes at a time, and as a chef, I'm usually serving a crowd, so I want to go as quick as possible. You don't necessarily need an electric griddle for this. You can use a stovetop griddle, a pan, the back of a shovel if you want, but for the most part, this is what I like to use. So we're going to take some bacon fat, and I'm going to make 3 pancakes, and I'm just going to take a nice portion of the batter and put it into.
This would be so good if you would just use maple syrup. The one, yeah, if you were just to use maple syrup and you get those blackberries the fuck out of here, this would be such a good pancake. I'd pay money
to
for
the
this.
fat, okay? Nice portion of the batter and put it into the fat.
But you're
Put
putting all
3
these
pancakes
fruits. Get the fruits
kind of
out
in
my
the middle there,
pancakes.
and we're gonna let these cook nice and slow.
Let me see if I can duplicate that. Oh, it's bubbling already. Oh man. Okay. Oh. Oh.
Yeah, you killed that one. That one was really
This is
good.
So exciting. Bang. It's kind of crazy. This is cooking so fast. Wow, that one was quick. Whew. I might do like another one and just dump it straight from the bowl. Frank, this actually is pretty cool. I feel like I'm learning something new. I had no idea this was even possible, and this is just super cool to like see this actually happen and take shape. All right, let's see. Let's do another one.
Daniel's fucking killing this. Daniel's killing this.
All right. Okay. Going for the flip. You know what?
Yeah, do the.
I want to know. This is gonna be the last one. I want to go out with a bang. This is for.
You
Frank.
got this.
Come on.
That was
Oh!
textbook.
Yes.
That was
Oh,
textbook.
Frank, that was for you. Frank, that was for you.
One of the bigger mistakes people make is they start to move it around now. I literally just put it onto the griddle. Leave it alone. We're gonna start to see some bubbles popping through, and that's when you want to turn your pancake. But if you try and flip it before then, your pancake's gonna go splash everywhere. And I just spit on the pancakes. Luckily, I'm eating them. Okay, time to flip. Get under them and flip. Look at that. You can see little flecks of bacon in there. Nice and golden brown. Pancakes take about 2 minutes aside. These are almost done. I can feel that they're firm in the middle. They have a little spring back, and they're pretty much cooked through. I'm in for a treat today. So is my family.
I've got my lovely little crepe in here that I'm really proud of. And we're gonna just add everything one by one. So I'm gonna add the mustard, a sprinkling of cheese, the ham, cut a little bit of butter.
Oh, you're not
and then
cooking that?
An egg.
Usually a galette comes in kind of a square parcel. I'm gonna have them fold the sides over.
If you ever watch Lord of the Rings, it kind of looks like those like lembas bread packages. This looks like a little package. Oh shoot! All right, well, this is going right into the oven. I'm not gonna mess around anymore. I've got 5 minutes on my watch. In the meantime, I'm going to assemble the garnish. Luckily for me, batons don't seem like the most labor-intensive thing in the world. Alrighty, I'm gonna take this bad boy out and see how it looks. Whoa, this looks all right. It looks, I don't know if you can tell. I'm gonna let's plate this. I'm gonna plate this. And the folds kind of got a little bit lost in there. I think there's got to be some sort of trick to get those folds to stay. This actually looks really pretty. I'm excited.
So I'm gonna use salted butter for this, and I know what everyone's thinking. I like to control the salt, but there's nothing better than salted butter on a pancake or on a slice of bread. When it's done at the processing plant, the butter and the salt are mixed
Look
together
at
really
those.
well. I'm gonna take
Those
my
have
first
no
pancake,
business here.
another
These
little
have
knob
no
of butter,
business
Some
here.
of my berries just kind
Ah!
of my next pancake,
It's ruined.
a little more
It's
berries.
ruined.
My next pancake,
You
I
blew
wanna get a
it.
picture perfect knob of butter on top. A few more
That's a
berries
fat
falling off
fucking-
the sides. So I'm just
That
gonna
meal
take
is
the syrup,
fat.
sprinkle around. Oh my gosh, look at that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need
There's
more
chives on
syrup.
here, just sort of over the top. And then I guess a little bit of salt, some flake salt for crunch and flavor. And this is my galette. I cannot wait to see what Frank thinks about this. I'm hoping I did it justice.
And that's my take on
Yep.
Daniel's pancake recipe. I hope he likes what I did.
Can I? Do you mind?
Hey, beautiful. I'm talking to you, Frank. Time to taste. Love that it's this big stack of pancakes. Man.
This is very good.
I love blackberries, but in this, it's amazing.
I wouldn't call this a pancake, but this is very good.
It's not too sweet. We got a little savory bite from the bacon that you get at the end.
I don't think I'll make my
What
own
could have
custard all the time,
been?
but I honestly, truly feel like it does add a lot.
I think I hit this one out of the park.
I honestly am proud of myself. I did not know anything.
Daniel, how are you?
What's up, Frank? How's it going? It's an honor. It's an honor to meet you.
It's a pleasure meeting you too, man.
So fingers crossed. I was trying to make you proud, man. I think I did it justice. I don't know if you can take a look at it.
Oh yeah, that is nice.
It's got my bite mark. You
got a bite mark. No.
That, yeah. But
The shape is on. Right
He
on.
didn't get any
No,
egg.
that's good. That's really good. Let me show you mine.
yeah,
Okay.
I do. I want to see yours.
See if you get some
man.
height.
He almost spilled that all over his MacBook.
I mean, hey, those are.
I would have
those are
been
better than
fuming.
anything I've made the past couple of years.
Listen, this is always a lot of fun. Like, and I always love to see when people do my recipes and I challenge them and they step up to the challenge. That's always awesome.
That was my only goal, and I will say one of my favorites was this. This was great. This was awesome.
Well, you know what? You can't open it and not finish it now. You know,
True. That is true.
That would be a terrible waste. Daniel, take it easy.